Business culture. The Mexican culture can be a very social environment. Aids in establishing relationships, which help conducting business, such as long lunches, dinners, after-hour business entertainment, is common. Making friends at work is common, and going out for lunch and dinner is acceptable. Spontaneous gatherings are likely to happen outside of the workplace. They can be business or non-business related. Attending these gatherings is important. When in gatherings, always accept refreshments, some alcoholic, and food. It is not polite to refuse them. For women, coffee invitations are more common for either business or non-business matters. The Mexican culture enjoys having company, and hospitality is very important. They love to make people feel at home. When someone makes an invitation, both the host and the guest agree on a time. Punctuality, however, is not a strong suit. Being late to a social gathering is not seen as being rude or impolite. The guest decides when to leave. As the guests are leaving, it is important to thank the host for the meal and compliment the food. If the gathering is at a restaurant, the host will most likely pay for all the guests. Attire is always formal for men and women. Men wear business suits and/or casual business suits. Women tend to wear more feminine business professional dresses or colorful clothes. Communication. Nonverbal communication is very important. Gestures such as handshaking is common. Hugging as a form of greeting can also be common amongst men and women. You might see gestures such as kissing on the cheek for people who have developed a relationship over time. Always greet people when you come into work. Good morning or afternoon can make a difference in the workplace. Business conversations. Interpersonal relationships are essential. Getting to know the people is very important and vital in the business community. Asking questions such as if they're married, they like sports, have children, are all ways of getting to know someone. Use pronouns such as we or us instead of I or me. Before discussing business, small talk can be very important. Small talk should consist of personal matters such as what did you do this weekend? This is very important when getting to know your business partners. Disagreements. Direct disagreements or criticism is not polite. Confrontation is not perceived as a positive thing. If there is a disagreement, it is important to say no in a strong way, but using an indirect approach. Be careful with your tone of voice. You don't want to come off too strong or too weak. Language. The official spoken language in Mexico is Spanish. In some instances, business will be conducted in Spanish. When conducting business in Mexico, global companies will use English as the universal language. Written communications such as emails and letters are often conducted in English. The majority of business people learn English as a second language. However, interpreters are often used if a person does not speak English or has difficulty with the fluidity. In terms of translating, there are certain terms that are not to be translated from English to Spanish and vice versa. For example, the term market share. If you don't know the person very well, avoid talking about politics. If you do, don't show strong feelings. Great topics such as art, movies, festivals, food, or even soccer are great topics in order to build a possibly strong relationship with a new business partner. Women in business. The Mexican society can be very conservative. In the Mexican culture, there is a strong base of tradition in regards of gender roles in the workplace. With women's rights and gender equality, we have seen a rise of women in the workplace for Mexican companies, as well as the roles they play in the household. In global companies, women have held managerial positions more than men, but fewer to none as CEOs. We can see two main reasons that women do not have executive positions. 1. The glass ceiling effect. Men do not allow women to grow or cannot grow in their chain of command. 2. Social pressures to stay at home and to care for their families. Women in Mexico need to work twice as hard in order to prove they are well qualified and to solidify their position in the labor workforce. Economy and industry world. The main sources of income for Mexico come from food, beverages, coffee, steel and iron, cotton, and other oil industries. Tourism also accounts for a large part of the growing economy. Another main source of income that Mexican economy is benefiting from is revenue generated in the U.S. that Mexican Americans send to their relatives. It is the second largest way to get money into Mexico.